Now, the last two stories, one of which I'm going to get out of the way right now, makes me sick. I'm sick to death of hearing this new slew of mudslinging against gaming with no proof, no links, and not even Obama's $10 million waste of time project study out of the way either. U.S. Senator video games gave Sandy Hook shooter, quote, a false sense of courage. Once again, I will invoke objection, Your Honor. That's assumption. How do you know this? How do you frickin' know this? You don't. I mean, I should end this video right there. That is all that needs to be said, but no, I'm going to go into this. Let the scapegoating continue. Adam Lanza, God, try not to say his name, forgive me. The person who shot and killed 26 people at Sandy Hook Elementary in Connecticut last month reportedly played Call of Duty, amongst other games. So far, for quite a while now, pundits and politicians have been drawing links between his heinous actions and the video games he played. Most recently, we have Senator Chris Murphy, a newly elected Democrat in Connecticut, who spoke yesterday during a press conference to introduce a bill on assault weapons. Quote, I think there's a question as to whether he would have been driven in his mother's or whether he would have driven in his mother's car in the first place if he hadn't had access to a weapon that he saw in a video game that gave him a false sense of courage about what he could do that day, the senator said. This is probably a good time to remind the world that there is no scientific evidence linking violent video games and violent behavior. It's taking everything in me not to shout right now because I'm sick of repeating myself. Not only does Kotaku and other places have comprehensive links to studies spanning decades, I too have a comprehensive, well, fairly comprehensive research project on gaming and violence. Playlist is on my channel page. If you want to take a look at it yourself, you can do so. I've already also issued a challenge, and it would be open to this senator as well. Give me 10 studies linking video game violence with real life violence, and I will take down all of my research stuff, no matter how correct it actually is, and I will publicly tell you in a video form that I was wrong and present their findings. I haven't checked my challenge video at this point, nor have I gotten any PMs at this point. I've given people to the end of this year to give me these studies or shut up. I've tried being polite, I've tried being utmost respectful about this, but it seems you don't give one iota of care about respect. You care about what you're comfortable with when it comes to art and art forms and pastimes. You're not serious about this because you don't care about the violent content of your favorite Sunday morning sports. Now, are you? You're not worried as much about the content of the video game, of the movies, of the music, of the literature. No, you only care about the video games because you care that the video games seem like if monkey is seeing, monkey will be doing. Just like what Bandura tried to say but failed to prove. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of trying to be the honorable one in all of this and try to pry from you this idea that by doing in these games, these people become proficient, that they blur the line between reality and fantasy, and they get an inflated sense of courage. No, there's no link to this. If there was, I'd be with you. I would be presenting this. I would be saying, hey guys, we need to be serious about this. We need to have a talk. There's no link. And if you find one, if you find 10 of them, then you got me. But you're going to have to do the work. I'm not going to do it for you. I've already done some of the work for you, and I've already showed where those research projects were junk. But it's your turn. You want to continue on saying this inaccurate, scientifically inaccurate information, then you do it with proof. I have done it in my case with proof. Some of these journalists have done it in their cases with proof. And no, I'm sorry, Mr. Leland Yee. We have proof. You have moralistic idiocy. Your morals do not trump scientific information as much as you wish that it could. Oh no, that's right. You're the kind of guy who science, when it agrees with you, it works. But when science doesn't agree with you, then it's pseudo or hocus pocus science, right? Right? I'm sorry. You don't get to pick and choose what is reality and what is not. Trust me, there are people who wish the Matrix were real. There are people who wish that the planets from Avatar, not The Last Airbender, but the overly hyped James Cameron masterpiece, was real. There were people even killing themselves because that particular planet could not be real. Although the joke is on them because that planet could eventually have been discovered in our very solar system, but I digress. But if you're an adult and you're saying these things and you have no shred of evidence, then you're not being an adult. You're being a child throwing a tantrum because you can't get your way, because you can't prove your point beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you could, there would be legislation against these games, and rightfully so, because they would be an actual social harm. But research is not finding that. That's why I don't fear the Obama project, even though I think it's a complete waste of money. But I fear it if it's biased, as has been the case in some science before it. We need to have an honest and serious study done. And if that study shows beyond a shadow of a doubt, even despite my research, that there is an absolute clear and present danger, and it's proven, it's peer-reviewed, there's very little, if any, bias in it, then you know what? I'll present that as well. I'll add it into my links on my channel, and then people can see that I was wrong all this time. But I'm that confident about my challenge. I'm that confident about this. You have no proof. You're saying disgusting things and you're scapegoating. What's worse is, instead of fixing society, you're fixing a non-problem and acting as if that's not a band-aid on a head wound. Meanwhile, this great country, this wonderful, glorious country, is bleeding out, and you're allowing it. I hope it's worth it. I really do.